Great game, gents. We'll go left to right. I'll start with you, Cole. That's 8 in a row, man. It just feels at this point like it's a steamrolling train. I don't know, what would you say inside the Firebirds locker room at this point? I mean, the AHL record for playoff wins consecutively is a dozen, I think, which illustrates how well you guys have been playing of late.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great stat. Honestly, didn't really pay attention to that at all. We're honestly just playing game to game and worrying about the task at hand, taking each game as it comes in stride, period by period, shift by shift. It's very cliche, but that's the way we have to do things, and it's good that we did our job on home ice here.
Potsy, I'll ask you the same question. I mean, 8 in a row, no small feat come the playoffs.
Yeah, it's fun. We definitely got momentum in the room, momentum in the building. Like Cole said, we got the job done for home ice, but still a long way to go. We're not satisfied by any means. It takes 4 to win a series. We know that, so we got to go steal some on the road, and we're looking forward to Game 3 now.
I'll stick with you, man, for this one. Milwaukee, they're a good team, but between last year and this year, you guys have taken 6 out of 8 from this team. You've now beat them, obviously, 2 games this season, beat them 4 in a row dating to last season. Do you got their number a little bit?
I don't like to think about it like that. We don't play them during the regular season, so it's tough to really know too much about them. And they're, every year's different, so we're not looking back at last year really at all. That's behind us, and we played 2 solid home games so far, and I'm sure they're going to bounce back. And they're a tough team to play at home, so we got to be ready to go on the road.
Thanks. Sure. I'll ask you this one, Riker. As Potsy just said, now shifting to the road, I guess what's it going to take to continue this momentum on the road? What's it going to be in enemy territory? How's it going to be different, you think?
Yeah, obviously it's tough playing on the road, especially in playoffs when they feed off their atmosphere. I think we're just going to have to play simple, obviously stick to our game plan, and we have great confidence going into it after taking advantage of these 2 home games. I mean, we're just going to have to play our game, and I think we're going to have a great opportunity at advancing.
Congratulations again on the defensive effort tonight. Impeccable again. Great job by Driegs, of course, too. It seems like you guys are almost like in sort of a defensive zone, if that even happens. How are you how do you feel like the defensive group has played this whole series?
Yeah, I think we've been great. Obviously, we've taken lots of pride in our D zone, and that allows us to have success in the offensive zone.
Right. Cole, let me ask you this question. This is sort of random, talking about the national anthem, but when the national anthem is happening, are you listening to it? Are you thinking about the game? Normally?
Tonight I was.
Tonight?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, it's not very often you get an American Idol winner in the building to sing the national anthem. So, yeah, she sounded unbelievable. It definitely got us going. I know the boys were fired up on the bench. We were yelling at each other and excited to go. That was obviously a pretty special moment to have her in the building, and yeah, glad she came out.
Okay, and of course you scored 20 seconds later. So you guys were really actually revved up by that anthem then, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, fascinating. Thanks.
Cole, I'll keep it with you. Guy to your left had a pretty good game on the ice for all 3 goals. Get you going with the first goal, and then power play with Riker's laser, and then find you for the third. Just talk about Potsy's game tonight.
Yeah. You guys were saying in the dressing room, come playoff time, they call him the difference. So you just see him out there. He's making good plays, and yeah, when he's on his game, he's tough to compete with. He's so great at handling pucks under pressure. I admire his game a lot, and it's really fun to play with him.
Is that going to be the name of your sandwich, The Difference? And then for you, Potsy, just going on the road, I know you like to focus on what you guys do, but going to a hostile environment and going on the road, just how do you guys keep it going?
Just doing what we do. We're a good team for a reason, and that's playing fast, playing to our strengths, breaking the puck out, getting in the offensive zone, and making plays. That's why we've been successful all year. We got to just keep doing that, and I think we've had a pretty good record on the road as well. So we got to get out to a good start in that first period in Game 3 and just keep it rolling.
You guys, Cole and Andrew, you guys were on the ice for all 3 goals, and your line has been kind of the talk of the second half of the season. I was wondering, did you guys ever maybe talk to some of the other teammates about who has the better line, who's maybe compete, who had a better game, that type of thing? I know you guys are competitive that way.
We get sometimes in practice if we're going against each other, we'll get it going. Just being competitive athletes out there going against each other. But I think it's really fun, and it's a huge strength of our team of how deep we are. And we had Hayes and Shorzy's line; they were going last game, and then we had a good game tonight. So it just speaks volumes to our team that any line really can step up and provide offense for us. And I think that goes a long way in playoffs. And you're not relying on one line; the other team can't focus on one line. So it's a huge strength of our team.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like you said, some of the other lines have been playing really well too. So yeah, definitely. All right. You good?
Riker, for you, this defensive core is very solid. Playing with Connor, what's it like? Is it easier this year than it was last year for you?
In what way? Like playing?
Yeah, just playing with Connor and knowing that you have two more pairs that are back behind you guys.
Yeah, obviously we have a great D core this year. It makes it easier when we can roll all 6 guys. Everyone's fresh and can play in all situations. It's been fun so far, and hopefully we still have some success here.
Do you feel like your team speed is better than theirs right now?
Yeah, they're a great team. We're just sticking to our game plan and playing fast.
Cole, for you, you had a breakaway and didn't score on it, and then you come back with sweet redemption.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, it felt good. I'm sometimes pretty animated when I miss on grade A opportunities, and I was definitely animated after that breakaway. Yeah, like I said, Potsy had an unbelievable game tonight. That pass was on the money. It was about time he fed me an empty net. Felt good.
And Potsy, for you getting out and scoring that first one 28 seconds in, I sent out a tweet before the game. I said, 22 looks like he's amped up tonight. Were you?
I love it. That's a great call, great observation. So, yeah,
He made me look like a genius.
yeah, it was about time I got one at home, and it's definitely pretty fun.
If you know, you know. That's all we have to say.
Figure it out.
All right, good win, great win for the Firebirds, 8 in a row. This was not going to be my first question until I noticed Andrew Podorowski walking out of here with a large spoon, and several of us, we'd watched a video with one of their defensemen. I think it was yesterday. Seemed a little jealous of the Firebirds in reference to you guys basically as silver spooners, kind of in the pejorative as I saw it. Didn't get a chance to ask them about the spoon, so now that question goes to you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Leave it at that. Segueing to 8 playoff wins in a row. The AHL playoff record all time is 12. It just feels like the Firebirds are steamrolling right now.
Just, I don't know. I did know, but I don't know. Our players don't know that we've won 8 in a row. We're just trying to win the next one. And, we won 8 in a row, I guess, but, we're expecting and playing and planning like this is going to be a hard-fought series and a long, drawn-out series. And, we've now put 2 games behind us, and we're expecting and looking forward to, the next 5.
You'll suffer. Well, I think I'm breaking the 2-question rule.
You are.
So be it. And this is an abstract one, if not maybe even a metaphysical one at that. But what the hell?
Aren't they all?
Yeah, a lot of them are. But obviously, we're telling the story of the Firebirds' journey, and at the same time, concurrently, we're also focusing on your story. I just wonder for you, like in your melon and your headspace, is there anything like you're getting closer to one thing while at the same time you're getting further away from something else?
You might have to explain that question a little more to me. There might seem to be a lot going on, but my focus and where my brain's at is winning the necessary hockey games, to move on in this series and the next game. And I am more than capable of compartmentalizing and focused on what the task at hand and with this group and these guys, and we still have more to go.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
The team defense again tonight, I thought, was excellent. Just sticks on the ground at the right time. Of course, Drieger, another great game.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible for a team to be in a defensive zone? It seems like you guys are just really clicking in all parts of a defensive half of the game.
Well, I don't know what the mantra of the Firebirds is. Maybe in Milwaukee, but we take a lot of pride in playing defense. We take a lot of pride in keeping the puck out of our net, and I think playoff hockey, it even becomes more evident that is the case. It's it was game 1 was it's gonna be tight, and you got to be able to check, and you got to be able to defend, you got to be able to block shots. You have to get the right save at the right time, and so again, I don't know what the mantra that you're talking about or what they're saying over there, but we take a lot of pride in how we played the third period tonight. Great defensively, good F3. Our D were outstanding at protecting the house and breaking pucks out, and our goalie was equally up to the task when he had to make a save.
There was a lot of energy at the arena tonight, especially
That was
before the
outstanding.
game.
Best of the year.
Yeah, definitely. I asked the players about the anthem. Obviously, that was kind of special tonight. But are you the type of person that is always listening to the anthem, or are you thinking about the game at that moment, or was tonight different for you in that regard?
I'm always listening to the anthem, but
Okay.
tonight was something special for sure.
Okay.
I think we We actually have been. Most of us have been watching her story and watching her. So I think everyone was jazzed up about her performing the anthem tonight, and she was outstanding. And it got the building going.
Okay, thanks.
Dan, congrats on the win. Podorowski had quite the game on the ice for all 3 goals. Just talk about his performance tonight, if you could.
I was trying to think of a picture of Riker's goal. Yeah, I got you. Yes, I think we talked about this a few times. The strength of our team is that we're deep in a lot of aspects, and we can get big games from guys at different times. And 2 games ago, Cole Lynn gets 2 goals. Last game, John Hayden gets the 2 goals for us, and tonight it was Potsy's turn. It was a gritty game from Potsy all over the ice. I thought he played great defense. He was big on the draw in the circle for us, and what he can do and what he provides, he showed up to. The goals and net drive goal, and gets a dirty one at the net, and great play on the Riker goal. The Lynn goal that was coming from the weak side D down. He was playing D at the time, and great pass from Potsy, and it was an excellent game from Potsy tonight.
Last year in the postseason, you talked about change of venue in the playoffs. You're going to have that now with their backs against the wall. You guys hold serve, so to speak, here at home. So just going to Milwaukee, your thoughts on kind of the shift of the series?
Yeah, I think, change of venue. They obviously get to go home and play in their building for the next 3. I think we have a good idea of what that is going to be like. And the game will change a little bit in the tenor of the game and how it's played. I think it's, but I think this time around we're aware of that, and we'll be prepared for just what Milwaukee brings in Game 3.
Hey, Coach, back here. You guys were up 2-0 last year, and this time last year. Now you guys are up 2-0 once again. What is necessarily the main difference between obviously last year and this year?
Well, I'm going to hopefully tell you the difference after games 3 and 4, because the story of last year was we lost game 3 and 4, and had to dig in and win it was a pretty, ugly game in game 6 or game 5, and we won that game. But I think if so far in the playoffs, this team has kind of done things differently than we did last year. Yep, we got the 2 wins, but we're looking to change the narrative to what happened last year. And again, it's a little bit of a change of venue. It's playing Milwaukee's a tough place to play. It's gonna be different than playing here, and we got to be ready for that. We got to adjust to that, and work to get a different result than we did in game 3 and 4 last year.
Yeah, and one more question from me. You guys have the gentleman's sweep in round. You're round 1. You have the series. You had the series sweep against Ontario. Is necessarily the goal in the Western Conference Finals to sweep this opponent as well?
It's been different this year for sure, and I never heard gentleman's sweep until the first series, but I'm not interested in trying to find out what it is for this next one, because we just want to win 2 more games and move on.
Dan, last year you got really strong play from Joey Decord during the postseason. This year, Chris Drieger's playing just as well. It seems like numbers are actually better for Driegs. Just kind of wondering, is he a big reason for your guys' success? And can you talk about kind of how he's even played better than he was maybe in the regular season?
Yeah, I probably can't disagree with what you just said about him playing better than he did in the regular season. I think he's an NHL goalie. His path and his career is led us to being here, but he's an NHL goalie. He's proven it over and over again, and he's been that for us, all year long, and he's playing pretty special right now. It's a huge comfort to have him in the net, going into every game knowing you're going to get elite goaltending, and that's critical in the playoffs to win hockey games.
Also want to ask you about, you had said earlier in the season that the Podorowski, McCormick, Lind line might be one of the better ones in the league. But it seemed like until tonight they hadn't really had a signature performance in the playoffs. They've played well, but tonight especially well. And was just kind of curious as to your thoughts on that line as a whole, getting a big performance from them.
Well, I might argue with you there. I mean, Cole Lind getting 2 goals in Ontario to close that series off was pretty. Probably put a signature on that game. He gets to rewrite it again. They get to rewrite it tonight as well. But they're a line that has all aspects of being a good line. They have speed, they have grit. They got a shooter in Cole Lind, and Potsy's a great playmaker. He can score as well, but he's a great playmaker, and so they just have the combinations of a great line. And I think the great thing about our team is they don't have to do it every night. And throughout this playoffs, maybe they haven't been the best line every night. We've had other lines and other guys step up and do it, and our team's job is just to keep giving them opportunities to be the best line every night, and tonight they were.
Dan, kind of going back to that line, but watching warm-ups tonight, I said 17 and 22 and 15 look like a little extra jump in warm-ups. Do you notice that ever? Do you see that? I know you're not really watching the warm-ups, but do you feel like, hey, these guys have it tonight? Maybe more than normal?
Generally speaking, I never watch warm-ups. And if I watch warm-ups, I'm not watching our guys.
Well, I watched them for you.
I see. You're a seer because you had them jumping around and getting ready to be the best line tonight. But I guess I can't answer this question because I'm not with you on seeing them in warm up. So
okay, well you can answer this one, I bet.
All right.
41 looked like an NHL defenseman against AHL players tonight. He was outstanding on every aspect.
Yeah.
Did you feel that way too?
He's been playing better and better and better. I think as this playoff has gone along, I thought his game in Ontario was his best game of the playoffs, and I thought game 1 he was even better than that. And tonight he was elite. Tonight it was clearly evident. You were dead right on that one. Did you see that in warm-ups?
I see that in every warm-ups. 2 down, 6 to go.
Yes.
Thanks. So I had a couple questions about Riker. I know you just kind of touched on it a little bit there, but when you have a player that goes up, spends some time in the NHL and plays some big minutes for a stretch, what does that do for him as he comes back down here and has to play a big role?
Well, he's. I think it proves to himself that he is an NHL player and he can do it at that level. And I also think there's a challenge to play in the National Hockey League for an extended period of time and playing big minutes in some big games and then adjusting and coming down to play at our level. And it's I think the lesson is it's not going to be easy. It's not a cakewalk. And pretty much every player adjusts to that. And Riker's no different in this case. And as I said, I think over the course of the last 3 weeks, he's just been getting better and better and better. And we've seen him play, as I said, great in Ontario in Game 3, and he played great in Game 1. And tonight was the best, I think the best of that.
And then the second one. So at the Kraken exit interviews, Vince Dunn said that Riker is an interesting cat, and he's still kind of trying to figure him out. Have you guys figured him out, and is there anything that Dunner should know?
I'm not sure why Dunner would say that. I think he had some peculiarities about his stall. They sat next together and maybe befuddled Dunner a little bit, but I think kind of what you see is what you get. You see the guy in a life preserver, in a little swimming pool with wingies on. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Coach.